state finds itself in a difficult fiscal year coming up, we're going to put it aside and hopefully use it as a hedge against any increase. Again, Johnson has done a great job with that department bringing it forward. The field, as Mr. Wilson indicated, the ceremony to cut the ribbon is on the homecoming Friday night football game on the 25th. That'll be at 6 o'clock on the field, which is coming out to rave reviews. Everybody is really enjoying the field, and the bathroom should be completed by that time. But the good news was they weren't in the budget, and we saved enough money through the bid process to include them anyway. So it worked out pretty good. We have everything that's going to go in there with the exception of the outfitting of the concession stand. So people that want to volunteer or donate some money, they can, the small wares, pots and pans and things like that, and stove and a couple refrigerators, I think, are finding their way through that. I was up there with Bill Shear, and we kind of were doing the placement of the sinks up there last week. So that's good. The regional interconnection is moving forward. We're going on under Patagonia River there on the Montville side of the town line up there, and we're going to be using directional drilling. There's not going to be any exposed pipe. That's going to be an additional saving of $80,000, and that should be underway shortly. The Amtrak beach is open in the parking lot. They had a good season down there, and we are moving forward on the design of the boardwalk and working with Amtrak through Congressman Courtney's office to try to get these flagmen. It's been somewhat delayed with this government shutdown, so that's why I'm reporting it to you this evening. I had hoped to be starting that bid process and construction by now, but that's put off a little bit. The Light Parade, 25th Annual Light Parade, is December 7th. It's moved to a Saturday night instead of Sunday to try to celebrate the 25th anniversary, and there'll be events all day. To Ms. Hardy's comment about the solar park, I did go up there a couple of times. I toured not only the site, but some houses on the Walnut Hill side of the site, listened to some concerns, and we had an informational meeting from the contractors and the owner down here at Town Hall, where a number of the neighbors came and voiced their concerns and their objections, and listened to a presentation by the construction team of what was going to happen. And I think that most people left feeling better about it. There's certainly some people up there that are more impacted than others, but it seemed to me that the construction team up there was going to try to significantly address those people who have been overly impacted and try to remedy their situation to the extent they can. The trees have been cleared, and my understanding is that most of the work has been done. I did speak to Mr. Lombardi today about the truck traffic up and down, and I did get a call from Edith and had a nice conversation a couple of times, and she's right to be concerned as she walks on that street. So the next thing that's going to occur on the Walnut Hill Road is there has to be a replacement of all the telephone poles on Walnut Hill Road. Those poles will be needed to support the level of power that has to get to and get from that solar power. So they're putting in three-phase power. There's going to be some trees cut along Walnut Hill Road, and to that end, I've asked CLMP and their tree committee to hold an informational meeting here that will be next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And Darlene, do you know what the date on next Wednesday is? Is it the 23rd?
Yes.
Do I know I have a...
Yes.
Yeah,
Is
25th
that
is
what
Friday.
this is for? This calendar?
Yeah, 23rd.
So the 23rd at 7 o'clock for
7
those
o'clock.
residents of Walnut Hill and Grassy Hill who may want to understand what's going on in the CLMP initiative about installing new poles and trees along that line. But it seemed to me that the solar park folks did address a lot of it, and I've asked for anybody to send me an email at pformica@eltownhall.com if they want to be included on a group email list that I can forward information out to as I get it, both on the park activities and on the new tree thing that's going on. And then finally, I can announce to you that the town has hired a new director of public works that will start on November 4th. Joe Begaw is the current Public Works Director in the town of Stonington, has looked for an opportunity to come home. We have just been overwhelmed with work down there, and we tried the position at the Field Service Building. That didn't seem to be the answer to our problems, and most of what we need are some help in the Water and Sewer Department and also in organizing some of the other departments. So Bill Scheer has been acting as a Public Works Director and has done an unbelievable job for no extra money over the past 6 or 8 months. And believe it or not, this month represents 1 year since Mike Genetasio passed away. So the end of this month will be 1 year, which is amazing where time goes, and such a shame. But I want to thank Bill publicly for that. This is in no mean a reflection on him. This was an opportunity to get Mr. Begaw, who is a seasoned Public Works Director, 13 years in the town of Stonington. He wants to come home. And we'll be redoing the department a little bit, moving people to help with the water and sewer. Brad is just overwhelmed with stuff going on there. So we will eliminate that job at the Field Service Building, and we'll let Joe come and talk to you about what his plans are after we get him settled. So his start date is November 4th.
Are you anticipating any kind of a downsized position for field services?
I think almost an elimination of that position. That we had to take those salaries and move it into an item to get this position. So Joe talked to me about his philosophy at length about how he operates, and he starts his day up there at the warehouse, and so he'll be able to do a lot of the same thing. He's very hands-on, and so I think that with the great job that Matt DeVore is doing as foreman, in conjunction with Joe and the way he handles hands-on stuff, I think we can eliminate that, and we'll get a higher level of expertise there instead of having to resurrect it. And Chuck's been working hard. Everybody's kind of on overload in that department, so we need Brad, especially with the problems with the infrastructure, the Niantic pump station. As you know, there was an accident there. The shortage is going to cost a significant amount of money to bring that back. The insurance company, there are 5 panels that actually went bad. One controls the generator, 4 panels, one for each of the pumps that pump the sewage into Waterford. Panel number 2 is the one that blew up and caused the injury to Mr. Wilson. Thankfully, you're okay. But Tim and Rick Pape got significantly hurt, scared the hell out of us that day. But replacing those electrical panels, which are 20 years old,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can't just kind of put one panel back that's new and redo the 20 years that are there. So we're going to have to replace all those panels. And so that's a lot of work and time, and we're working through that. So Brad needs some help in terms of the expansion of the system, with the beaches potentially coming from Old Lyme and all of that the DEP is moving on it. So I think this will be a good fit. And again, I've had a long talk with him, and I look forward to introducing him to the board and to the team, because he'll be a good addition to the team and organize it.
He's a good guy, yeah.
Good man. Good choice.
He's an East Lyme resident, and his kids attend the school system and all of the sporting things. So I look forward to that, and that is my report this evening.
Before you finish, is there an anticipated completion date for the solar park?
My understanding is in the spring. I think some of the panels are already beginning to arrive up there. So I was talking to Mr. Bialowans before the meeting. He thinks there's a lot of dirt that has to come off. I was told that a lot of that dirt is going to the eastern side to kind of create a level playing field there, but I think a combination of the two may occur. So once they get that done, that'll happen. But I think they're talking sometime in March, April, or May, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
Just the the bids went out, but we don't have the bids back for the boardwalk, or?
No, they have not. They have not gone out yet, because I need the permit from Amtrak.
Okay, so that's what we're waiting on, is
We're
the
waiting on
Amtrak.
Flagman and.
All right, I wasn't sure whether
Yeah.
that was a part of part and parcel to what, to getting those out or not.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Well,
very
we-
good. I understand where you're coming from. That's fine.
Okay.
Yep, good.
Further comments? Public comment. Anybody from the public like to speak? Okay, hearing none. Any selectmen response to the public that didn't speak?
Have a good night.
All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
Signify by saying good night.
Good night.
Good
Thank-
night.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. And thank you to my friend, Mr. Alden, who is our technical supervisor during these meetings, but has a big presentation tomorrow and could not be here, so he's got the night off. So thanks, Bob, for, good luck tomorrow.